When you sit down to create your first plan of plans, you're going to be prompted to select the type of plan that you want to create, roll-up or mirror. Now, the difference between these plans isn't really all that complicated, but the problem is that it's difficult to clearly and thoroughly explain the difference in this much space. That means the first time, or the first time in a while, that you have to pick a plan type, it can be a little confusing. We don't like our users to be confused, so let's take a moment to demystify roll-up versus mirror. And to do that, let's use our own organization again as an example. We already explained that Rally plans on a quarterly basis and creates a single release plan for each quarter of every year. You might also be familiar with a couple of other Broadcom products, Clarity and ConnectAll. Both of these products are supported by multiple delivery teams that make up a team of teams, and these teams also plan on a quarterly basis and on the same cadence as Rally. You might also be aware that these three products roll up to a larger organization called ValueOps. Because this hierarchical relationship is actually reflected in the project hierarchy in our workspace, we can create our plan of plans at the ValueOps level. That means our plan of plans is created at a higher level in our portfolio hierarchy, at the initiative level, but it's also at a higher level in our project hierarchy, and all the data in our release plans is rolled up to this higher level. As you might have guessed, this is describing a roll-up plan. And ValueOps actually rolls up to a higher level in the organization called the Agile Operations Division, or AOD. And there are other products in this organization as well. So we could also create a roll-up plan at the AOD level and roll up all of the release plans underneath it in the hierarchy. In a roll-up plan, each child release plan has to be at a lower descendant level in your hierarchy than your plan of plans. But your plan of plans doesn't have to include every descendant. So what if Rally and Appnetta were working on one or more shared initiatives and we needed to coordinate their planning? We could create a roll-up plan at the AOD level that only included these two projects. But what if we had these same projects, but they weren't actually under the same hierarchy? In other words, ValueOps and NetOps are part of different organizations and have no hierarchical relationship in our workspace project hierarchy. It could also be that our project hierarchy is organized around different principles and doesn't actually reflect the organizational hierarchy that organizes our delivery streams. So now we have two teams without a hierarchical relationship that need to be included in the same plan of plans. That would be a mirror plan. Why mirror? Because the projects that are on your plan of plans mirror the projects that are in your single release plans. There is no higher level organizing project, and there's no hierarchical relationship. Regardless of the reasons that you need a mirror plan, this plan is still created at the initiative level, one level higher than your child plans. But those initiatives are assigned to individual teams instead of being assigned to a higher level project in the hierarchy. Another possible scenario is that the Rally team just wants a plan of plans for Rally so they can plan for a longer time frame and at a higher, more strategic portfolio level. Here we have 4 quarterly release plans that are planned at the feature level and at the Rally project level in our hierarchy. We can add our plan of plans in the Rally project as well and include the same teams that are in our quarterly release plans. This is also a mirror plan because, again, we're not rolling up the project hierarchy. Now, once you create your plan of plans, regardless of type, everything else works pretty much the same as a single release capacity plan. You add your projects and portfolio items in the same way, assigning and allocating work is exactly the same, and tracking your plans as the work progresses is identical to your release plans. But notice I did say pretty much the same. There are a few minor differences to how a roll-up and mirror plan behave when compared to a single release plan. And there are also a few behavioral differences between the two plan types. So let's quickly break those differences down. For both roll-up and mirror, the releases in your plan of plans have to match the releases in your child plans. You can't connect a child plan for a release that's not included in your plan of plans. When you create a plan of plans, you have to select whether you want to use story points or story counts for your calculations. The child plans have to match this selection. You can't connect a child plan that uses story count to a plan of plans that uses story points. And you can only connect single release plans to a plan of plans. You can't connect a multi-release plan, and that's true for both rollup and mirror. For rollup plans, you can only connect child plans that are at a lower level in the project hierarchy. You can't connect plans that are at the same level or a higher level than your plan of plans. Mirror plans have no such restrictions because the project hierarchy is irrelevant. However, your plan of plans must contain all of the projects that are included in your child plans. In fact, if you connect a child plan that contains a project that's not in your plan of plans, we're going to automatically add it for you. So those are the primary differences between a plan of plans and a single release plan, as well as the differences between the two types of plans. If some of that still feels a little fuzzy, this will all make more sense once you're creating your plans in Rally. But before we wrap up this video, let's take a look at a couple of more detailed diagrams for each plan type that might add a little more clarity. This is a diagram of a roll-up plan of plans that's similar to the first roll-up plan we described. This is a plan for our ValueOps project for Q1 through Q4. This plan was created in our ValueOps project and at the initiative level. We added the projects for Rally and Clarity. I did omit Connect All just for the sake of space, but remember that you don't have to include every descendant project in your rollup plan. And you can see the single release child plans that we connected to our plan of plans. We added one plan for each quarter for Rally. These release plans were created at the Rally level of our project hierarchy and were created at the feature level. For the purposes of this example, the Rally team of teams includes the Apollo, Charon, and Hellfish teams. Those are the individual teams that were added to each child plan. We also added one plan for each quarter for Clarity. These were created at the Clarity level of our project hierarchy and at the feature level of our portfolio hierarchy. These release plans include the individual teams that make up the Clarity team of teams, and those are the Blackhawks and the Raptors. The next diagram shows a mirror plan similar to the one that we described for Rally and Apneta. This is also an annual plan for Q1 through Q4, and this plan was created at the Rally level of our project hierarchy. Now that might seem a little odd, but remember that these teams have no hierarchical relationship, so we can create the plan anywhere that makes sense. We could have created this in the Apneta project or anywhere else in our hierarchy. This plan was also created at the initiative level, and it's probably worth noting that in our roll-up plan, those initiatives also live at the higher ValueOps level. But here, because we don't have a parent project, the initiatives live at the Rally and Apneta levels. And the projects that we add to a mirror plan are the individual teams that make up our Rally and Apneta teams of teams. The top three are our Rally teams, and the bottom three are Apneta teams. We've connected 4 child plans, one for each quarter, and these child plans were also created at the feature level and in the Rally project, but they could have been created anywhere. But do notice that we don't have separate plans for Rally and for Apneta. A mirror plan will have one child plan for each release, and each child plan has the individual teams for both products in one plan. Again, because we don't have a hierarchical relationship, the teams in our plan of plans and the teams in our connected release plans mirror each other. Also notice that the Rooks team was moved out of our Q3 and Q4 plans to work on another initiative. If these teams had originally been in these release plans, but were then deleted, they would remain in our plan of plans because they're still in Q1 and Q2. But if we removed them from all 4 release plans, they would have been automatically deleted from our plan of plans. Similarly, if we add a new team in our Q4 release plan, that team would automatically be added to our plan of plans. Remember that the teams in your plan of plans is a superset that must contain or mirror all of the teams that are in the connected plans, even if some of those teams are not present in all of the connected plans. So you should now have some idea of what a plan of plans is, how it works, and the different types of plans that are available. That means you're ready to create a plan of plans in Rally, and we'll do that in our next video, setting up your plan of plans. To learn more about Rally and Agile practices, check out our blog and community. Like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you'll never miss new content as it's added.